Hi, this is Rob from Trick Tutor, and at this point you've already learned how to push on a skateboard, and now you're ready to learn how to turn. In this video I'm going to go over the two basic types of turns. The first type is just subtle changes in your direction, which is done 100% by moving your weight either into your toe edge or your heel edge, which is similar to snowboarding or also similar to surfing. Before doing that though, you want to make sure that you have the proper stance. With your feet, if your feet are facing forward, you're going to have a more difficult time putting weight into that edge. So make sure that your feet are in the same foot placement that we've covered in the previous videos. Your back foot needs to be straight with your toes going straight off, and your front foot needs to be slightly angled, okay? Once that happens and you are actually moving on the skateboard, all you do is put your weight into your heel, and as you'll see, it kind of lifts the front of the board up, and it will change your direction to go this way. And the opposite way, if you put your weight into your toes, you're going to start going this way, and it's going to lift up the back of your board. That's for the subtle change of direction, and that's what you should practice first when learning how to turn. Once you've got that subtle change of direction turned down, we're going to teach you how to do larger turns. And this is done in only one way. That's by lifting up those front two wheels. Now to get there, there's a first exercise that I want you to practice with. And I want you to get into the foot placement that you'll need for a turn, which is your front foot just behind that front wheel, and your back foot on the tail of the skateboard. Your back foot should be straight. It shouldn't be angled inward or outward. And what I want you to do is I want you to keep your center of balance on the board, your shoulders level. I want you to bend your knees down, put your arms out extended past the end of the skateboard, and I want you to push your weight into the tail of the board, not bringing your weight too far back. So it's just going to be pushing your weight down and coming back up. Pushing your weight down and coming back up. If you drop too far back, you can still do the exercise, but it's going to help you if you keep your center of balance for this with a continuation on into learning how to do the turns. So I want you to do this about 15 times. And the best way to actually not fall once you get to this point here is to do what they call an anchor, okay? So your board comes back and your heel of your foot is anchoring your board into the ground so your board's not moving and you are confident that you're not going to fall off your board once the back of the board hits the ground, okay? So do that about 15 times, and then you've just learned the first step to the larger turn. And there are 3 steps to the larger turn that we're going to go over. The first step, again, is pushing straight down into the tail of the skateboard. The second step involves moving your your upper body forward. So that's going to start with your arm, your shoulder is going to follow, and that's step 2. And then step 3, your front foot's going to move the board forward. So let's recap that, okay? So down with the back foot, body forward, and foot's going to then follow last, okay? So make sure that body goes forward first, and then your board's going to follow. Now, as you're first getting started with the turns, you're probably not going to have very much ground clearance, okay? So your board's going to be it can be just scraping the ground, or it can just be hovering over the ground, not very high. And you don't have to worry about doing very large turns to start. As you start getting this down, as you start getting more confidence, you're going to be able to do those larger turns. Now, once you have them down, and you should be doing this and practicing on a very flat, smooth parking lot, is I want you to practice going all the way around 360 degrees, just like this. Now your first turns around are probably not going to be that fast, but that's okay. Do that about 15 times and start getting faster and faster at it. That's going to help you increase your confidence and increase your balance. Now that's the easy way to turn. That's what they call a backside turn. Now for a front side turn, you're going to go actually blindsided behind you. I know it's kind of counterintuitive that a front side is behind you and a backside is in front of you, but if you follow other skateboarding tricks like front side 180 and backside 180, then you will begin to understand why the front side is going behind you and back side is in front of you, okay? And we'll get into those in future videos. So for this front side turn, you're going to do the exact same motions except for in the opposite direction, and instead of leading that front arm forward, you're going to lead it backward. In addition to that, I want you to take your eyes for this. Okay, our tape died on that last one. What I want you to do with your eyes is I want you to look over your shoulder at the ground at the exact point where you want those front two wheels to land. In addition to that, I want you to take your front arm like you did with the backside turn, except you're going to point it behind you. In addition, your front shoulder is going to also be pointing behind you. So it's down with the back, and move that arm back, and then your front foot is going to follow. Now the front side turn is a little bit more difficult than the back side turn for most people. So you should first get confident doing that backside turn all the way around and do those 15 rotations before you attempt to do the front side turn. Once you got the front side turn just on flat, then start doing the 360-degree rotations just as you did with the backside turn. And as you get both of your turns down, you can then start just seeing how large of a turn you can possibly do. Can you do a complete 90-degree turn, or can you do even a whole 180-degree turn, or perhaps even a 360-degree turn? All that will take some practice, and those are great things to practice just at your home or in the local parking lot. Wherever you can find that has a flat area is going to be perfect for learning how to turn. Once you've got both your backside turn down and your front side turn down, you can take that and do a very simple exercise called the tic-tac, which is what most skateboarders use as a way to gain speed in lieu of actually pushing. So with the tic-tac, it's very simple. You just combine the backside turn and the front side turn, go forward, back, and while doing that, you're actually going to push off of the turn every time those two wheels hit down. And in doing that, and the more you push off of it, the more you start getting some speed and some speed generation and are able to go forward. Now the tic-tac is a great activity, it's a great tool for if you're skateboarding down the sidewalk, and let's say there's some dirt on the sidewalk, or there's some water on the sidewalk, and you don't want to get your feet wet or dirty, you just keep your feet on the board and begin that tic-tac process. So first you want to make sure that you can do both the backside turn and the front side turn perfectly, and then you can go ahead and try that tic-tac. This is Rob. This has been a video series here at Trick Tutor. Go ahead and check our next video, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.